He stared at the empty envelope. No name, no invite, no recognition. It glowed faintly as if something important had once been there. Maybe next time, it said. Not this round. Almost. Words that stung more than rejection. Because what did they mean? They didn't say, but he knew. It wasn't about him. It was because of him. They were afraid of him. Of who he could be, what he might do. So they silenced him, pushed him out, made sure he wouldn't win. He turned away, not bothering to hide his face. There was nowhere to go but in, so he closed his eyes. Reached for the quiet power inside him, pulled it close and whispered. This doesn't hurt anymore. He opened his eyes, reached for the blank scroll in his hands, and wrote his own name on it. Not because he expected them to change their minds. Not because he hoped they would see his worth. He did that already. He wrote his name because he was done waiting for them. He was done hoping. He was done trying to be someone he wasn't. He was through being polite. Through being kind. Through being patient. He walked forward. There was no applause, no cheering crowd, no one to celebrate his victory. But he didn't need them to see him. He saw himself. Every step he took glowed with the quiet power of self-trust. With the wild freedom of knowing he didn't need anyone's permission to be himself, to use his voice, to take up space. To be seen. One by one, others began writing their own names. Some wrote in whispers. Some shouted to be heard. Some wrote with shaky hands, some bold and true. All of them afraid, all of them silencing themselves, all of them finally ready to try again. All of them ready to choose themselves. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the sky blazed with color. Unapologetic pinks and reds and oranges, the colors of courage, of anger, of passion, of life. The wind shifted, carrying their names out into the world, names that glowed with self-worth, with quiet strength, with fierce love for themselves and each other, because when they chose themselves, they found each other. When they chose themselves, they found their power. When they chose themselves, they found their healing. And the little girl with the flower crown watched them all and smiled. She dipped her brush into the paint and wrote on a petal, I choose me. Then she blew on the petal and let it float away into the wind, joining the others, unapologetically herself. If you've ever waited to be chosen by someone else, like, subscribe. If you've ever doubted your worth, if you've ever struggled with your identity, if you've ever felt like an outsider, like you didn't belong, then let Kael remind you, you were always worthy. You just needed to choose yourself.